Good day, everyone. I am Charina P. Rogo, Bachelor of Physical Education. In this report, we are going to tackle about anxiety attack as part of learners with socio-emotional disorder. Definition: anxiety attack can occur when a person fears that something bad is going to happen. An anxiety attack ay maaaring maganap kapag natatakot ang isang tao na baka may mangyaring masamang bagay or what. Next, it is non-medical term that refers to a feeling of fear or worry that often relates to a particular issue or concern. It is non-medical term kasi tumutukoy ito sa isang pakiramdam ng takot o pag-aalala na madalas na nauugnay in particular concern or situation, like kung nag-aalala ang isang tao sa maraming bagay. Next, anxiety has been linked to stress. An anxiety attack is a sudden and intense episode of fear and anxiety. These anxiety attacks can sometimes occur unexpectedly for no apparent reason, but they can also be linked to specific triggers. Anxiety attack is not a formal clinical term. Ang anxiety attack in Tagalog is biglaang pagkabalisa. Anxiety attack is a feeling na biglaan at very intense na takot yung nararamdaman mo. Tapos, this anxiety attack minsan ay maaaring mangyari na hindi inaasahan nang wala namang rason, no apparent reason. But, maaari din silang maiugnay sa mga tukoy na pag-trigger or there are specific things na nagpapatrigger kung kaya't nagkakaroon tayo ng anxiety attack. Okay, we have here the types of anxiety disorder. First, we have the generalized anxiety disorder. You feel excessive, unrealistic worry and tension with little things or no reason. Generalized anxiety disorder, also known as JAD, is described as persistent and excessive about many different things. Yung mga taong may this kind of disorder is marami silang iniisip. They are concerned about money, health, family, work, or other issues. Individuals with this kind of disorder find it difficult or nahihirapan silang makontrol or i-control yung pag-aalala nila sa mga bagay-bagay. Next, we have the panic disorder. You feel sudden intense fear that brings on a panic attack. During panic attack, you may break out in a sweat, having chest pain, and pounding heartbeat or palpitations. A panic attack is a sudden episode of intense fear that triggers severe physical reactions. Even though there is not real danger naman, panic attack is siguro katakot-takot talaga siya among disorders kasi when it occurs, maaari kang mawalan ng control and then pwede kang magkaroon ng heart attack at maaari ikamatay mo yun. Next, we have social phobia or social anxiety disorder. This is when you feel overwhelming worry and you obsessively worry about others judging you or being embarrassed or ridiculed. Social phobia or social anxiety disorder ay ito yung kung may ginagawa tayo in public and you feel like ayokong gawin yan kasi nakakahiya. Because we are fear of being scrutinized and judged by people. It describes the feeling of intense, nervous, and self-consciousness that sufferers, or I think every one of us experience. Examples, when we are interacting with unfamiliar people or strangers, also attending parties or social gatherings, going to work or school, making eye contact, or even dating. Next, we have specific phobias. You feel intense fear of specific object or situation, such as heights. The fear goes beyond what's appropriate and may cause you to avoid ordinary situations. So, a specific phobia involves an intense, persistent fear of a specific object. Specific yung object na kinatatakutan mo or situation that out of proportion to the actual risk. Maraming type ang specific phobias and it's not unusual to experience a specific phobia. Specific phobias can occur along with other types of anxiety disorders. May common categories of specific phobias that are fear of. Example, and situations such as takot tayong sumakay ng airplanes, enclosed spaces, or yung takot tayong pumasok sa school. Sa nature naman, such as yung takot tayo sa thunderstorm or heights, animals or insects such as spider and dogs. Mostly common talaga yung takot tayo sa dugo, injection. Ako takot ako sa injection. Takot sa needles or karayom. Next, we have agoraphobia. You have an intense fear of being in a place where it seems hard to escape or get help if an emergency occurs. Agoraphobia naman is feeling na takot tayong mapunta in a situation where escape might be difficult or yung pagtakas mahirap or help would not be available if things go wrong or in case of emergency. Mahirap humingi ng tulong like leaving home alone. Yung iniwan ka mag-isa sa bahay tapos ikaw lang iniwan ka mag-isa sa bahay. And also using public transportation such as bus, plane, trains. Siguro ang individuals na may ganitong disorder is siguro palaging lang iniisip na anytime pwede mangyari yung aksidente. Next, we have the separation anxiety. If you do, you will feel very anxious or fearful when a person you're close with leaves your sight. You will always worry that something might happen to your loved ones. Separation anxiety, or also called as SAD or separation anxiety disorder, in which an individual experiences excessive anxiety regarding separation. Yung nalalayo tayo sa bahay, or nalalayo tayo sa mga taong malapit sa atin, or yung mga taong may strong emotional attachment tayo sa kanila, like yung parents, takot na ayaw nating malayo sa parents natin, sa mga kapatid. That is separation anxiety. Next, we have here selective mutism. This is a type of anxiety in which young kids who talk normally with their family don't speak in public like at school. Selective mutism naman is a complex childhood anxiety disorder characterized by the child's inability to speak and communicate effectively in select social settings such as school. Ito yung anxiety disorder na mostly naranasan natin ito in our childhood days. Yung hindi tayo gano'ng nagpe-perform or nakikipaghalubilo sa ibang tao sa school. Tapos pagdating sa bahay, napakadaldal naman. Ito yung mga batang nakikipag-communicate or nagsasalita lang sa mga lugar kung saan sila komportable at saka feel nila secure sila. Then we have the medication-induced anxiety disorder. This is the use of certain medications or illegal drugs. This kind of disorder naman is diagnosed when panic attacks or other anxiety symptoms are brought by use of or withdrawal from alcohol. Kapag uminom tayo, natitrigger siya kung umiinom ka ng alcohol. Tapos, nagtitake tayo ng medication or na-expose tayo sa mga heavy metals or toxic substances. Yun. Next, you have the characteristic or symptoms. We have here the surge of overwhelming panic, yung labis na pagkagulat natin. Next, yung feeling of losing control or going crazy, yung pakiramdam na nawawalan tayo ng control or parang mababaliw tayo. Yun yung mga symptoms yun ng anxiety disorder. Heart palpitations or chest pain. This is yung sumasakit yung dibdib natin. Yeah. Next, feeling like you're going to pass out. pakiramdam mo mawawala ka, something like that. Trouble breathing or choking sensation, nahihirapan kang huminga, tapos parang sinasakal ka, hyperventilation, hot flashes or chills, trembling or shaking, yung nanginginig ka, that is characteristic of symptoms na may anxiety disorder ka. Next, let's go to the causes of anxiety attack. The causes of anxiety disorders are not fully understood. Life experiences, such as traumatic events, appear to trigger anxiety disorder in people who are already prone to anxiety. Inherited traits also can be a factor. Hindi siya, yung causes ng anxiety attack is not fully understood kasi maaaring sa life experiences, sa naranasan na traumatic events ng ang taong may nakakaranas ng anxiety attack, at saka maaaring inherited din siya, maaaring mamana niya yung maaaring mamana ng anak mo kung ano yung meron ka ngayon. Kung may anxiety attack ka, maaaring mamana yun eh. Inherited traits. Next, may medical causes naman. For some people, anxiety may be linked to underlying health issue. In some cases, anxiety signs and symptoms are first indicators of medical illness. Examples of medical problems that can be linked to anxiety include heart disease, diabetes, health issues. Next, we have here the problem, challenges, complications of having the anxiety attack or anxiety disorder. Having anxiety disorder does more than make you worry. It can also lead to a worsen other mental and physical conditions such as depression, number 1, which often occurs with an anxiety disorder or other mental health disorders. Isa to sa complications ng having anxiety disorder kasi nadidepress ka, tapos naapektuhan yung mga bagay-bagay sa paligid mo. Ito yung siguro ito yung advantage sa akin kasi kapag healthy yung spiritual life mo, hindi ka maapektuhan. Siguro madidepress ka pero hindi naman sa point na magkapakamatay ka or what, tasagi sa isip mong ganung bagay. Siguro advantage nga talaga yun para sa akin yung kaya nga dapat healthy yung spiritual life natin kasi kapag wala tayong makapitan, si Lord lang yung pwedeng kapitan natin. Lahat naman tayo may problema. Depende na sa atin kung paano natin i-handle. Nadidepress naman tayo pero hindi tayo susuko. Next, we have here the substance misuse. Ito yung gumagamit tayo ng mga alcohol, umiinom tayo, nag-take tayo ng medications, naapektuhan yung utak natin. That is a challenge, problema din yun kapag mayroon kang anxiety disorder. Then we have here trouble sleeping or insomnia. Kapag may anxiety disorder ka or may anxiety attack ka, mahihirapan kang matulog, nagkaka-insomnia ka, hindi ka makatulog kahit pinipikit mo yung mata mo, gising na gising naman yung utak mo. Next, we have digestive or bowel problems. Problema to pag may anxiety disorder ka. Nahihirapang mag-digest yung kinakain mo. Magkakaproblema ka talaga sa digestive system mo. Problema to Hindi siya mental problem, hindi siya problema sa utak, pero naapektuhan yung physical na ang problemang ito is a mental problem pero naapektuhan yung physical condition mo, naapektuhan yung physical na health mo. Next, headaches and chronic pain. Sumasakit yung ulo natin. Social isolation. Ito, social isolation. One of the challenge to na nagkakaroon ka ng anxiety disorder kasi kinukulong mo yung sarili mo, ayaw mo makihalubilo sa ibang tao, kaya mas lalong na-trigger siya kasi ayaw mong ma-expose sa maraming tao, gusto mo sa'yo lang, ayaw mong ma-expose sa mga tao, gusto mo problema mo sa'yo lang, ayaw mong i-open up sa iba, kaya na-trigger din yung anxiety na kung ano meron ka. Problems functioning at school or work. Ito rin, naapektuhan din yung pag-aaral mo, yung work mo, kung meron man, kapag may ganitong disorder ka, maaapektuhan talaga. Poor quality life, tapos itong suicide, most common talaga, suicide talaga eh. May mga record nga, since nagsimula yung COVID, at saka nag-online learning halos, maraming estudyante yung hindi kinakayanan nga yung learning na ito, ayun, nagsusuicide, hindi kinakaya, nagkakaroon ng anxiety, nande-depress, because ganyan, binagsak ng teachers, nahihirapan sa subjects, nahihirapan sa topics, nahihirapan financially, kasi nga, crisis.